little Bumbabees, and welcome back to the Bumba.cast. It's me, your girl, Teresa Bumbaco, a.k.a. the Sandworm, and Snoop, a.k.a. Michael Myers. I'm about to take this off of him because might be choking him out a little bit, so I just wanted you guys to at least see that. We are out here celebrating. Where's your knife? Get your knife. Get your knife out. Get your knife. He's going to kill you. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. We wanted to at least celebrate Halloween in some fashion. So I'm probably going to take this off of him now because I don't like to have too much like on his neck at once because of his little windpipe situation. So we'll take it off right now. So hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, Hollywood True Crimes, John Lennon. Part 1 is out. Have you listened? Have you watched it? It's on Patreon. So we'll get into that in just a second. Let me get Snoop situated because he's like all fucked up. All right. So Hollywood True Crimes Part 1, John Lennon is out. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? So it's out. It took me a long time. You guys, it was like 36 hours to edit the audio. The audio for Part 1 is only 2 hours and 48 minutes. So do with that information what you will. Yeah, so, and then also the video, I think the video probably took me maybe 24 hours, maybe not quite as long as the audio. But I mean, I really outdid myself on this one. I'm not even going to lie. My dad says, I'll flash up his review up here. My dad said that it was like watching something Ken Burns would put out on PBS. Probably one of the best documentaries he's ever seen. So that's like of high praise. My dad loves me and everything like that, but he wouldn't just say that just to say it. So that means a lot. I put together my teaser trailer because YouTube is blocking it. And I thought it was crazy because there were a couple clips that I maybe put 30 or 45 seconds of a song or something like that. So I knew maybe I'd get a copyright block on it or whatever, or just a thing on there so I couldn't monetize because it's just a, fair use clip. Well, guess what? No, YouTube blocked it entirely globally. I can't. It's not on there at all. And you're probably like, well, Teresa, you can't do that. Well, I understand, but you have to also understand fair use and documentary purpose. So something like this should 100% be allowed. It shouldn't even be a question of, is this going to be able to be viewable? Not even just a few countries, blocked globally. You couldn't see it on my YouTube account at all. And there are other people on YouTube that post full songs, full clips, full, whatever for the Beatles, for John Lennon, for everything. And they allow it. So something tells me that it's being blocked because of a certain reason. And the reason being is that, right from the get-go, I'm telling you that I believe that the CIA had a connection to John Lennon's murder. I don't think it was just Mark David Chapman acting alone because he got pissed off one day that John Lennon said we're more popular than Jesus Christ. I mean, maybe that could trigger somebody who's in a deep state of religious psychosis, but also at the same time, there's 523 pages of documentation that was declassified by 2006 from the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations under the Freedom of Information Act. So, I mean, two things can be true at once. So anyway, check that out if you haven't yet. I don't have that many things to talk about today. Got about 9 topics, but all of them are pretty fun to talk about. Kind of crazy of what's going on. I don't even know what to say about, the state of the world that it is right now. So, without further ado, oh, sorry, there's something in my mouth. I had to mention real quick, I totally almost forgot, When We Were Young Fest. What? When We Were Young Fest. I went. My life will never be the same. My life will utterly never be the same again. You have no idea. Where do I go from here? Where do you go from here? Where do you go? Where do you go from here? I don't know where you go. I don't think you go anywhere from here. I mean, maybe you do. If life gets better for me somehow, after this, I'm just it looks like it is. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything. And, I like to keep things that are, like, close to my heart, until people have to know. But I'm hopeful. Future's looking bright. Brendan Urie, I know you're still fucking singing out there. I know you're still in your studio singing. I know you are. Retired. Retired from the public eye. Not retired from music. I see what you did there. Panic at the Disco has retired. Brendan Urie has not retired. One day he will come back. And I mean, I don't even need him to do like, tours and stuff like that. Like if he wanted to just do like little side projects or something like that and like, you have to know kind of thing. I'd be down for that. Like Michael Imperioli with his like Zopa band. Like, let's go. Brendan Urie, let's do a Zopa. Europa. Brendan Europa. Whatever. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Vegas was a dream come true. The entire weekend was phenomenal from start to finish. When we were young, Aunt showed me around. I got to go to 4th and Fremont. I got to go to Delilah. I got to do so many things. And it wouldn't have been made possible without, with a little help from my friends and with a little help from, just people that are special to me. So, also shout out to all the people that I met at When We Were Young Fest. I got a lot of people's like contact information, social media handles, phone numbers, whatever, because I met a few girls at like the Panic at the Disco set that were awesome. I met a few girls that were like waiting near the stages where Panic would play or whatever. Hung out with them quite a bit, kept up with them. So, I just find my people at these festivals. So, I love it. I love it. And thank you, Vegas. Thank you, When We Were Young. Thank you, Brendan Urie. Thank you, Aunt. So thank you, everybody, for making this possible. Without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? It's just a little talking, and the talking leads to touch. You find out what you came for. How much do you want? Okay, first up on the dock. Whoa, I am real fucking loud. Let me turn that down in my ear. Holy shit, just scared myself. Okay, so first up on the docket, we're going to be talking about Diane Keaton. Very sadly passed away. I know this is like a couple weeks old at this point, but I had a lot going on. So most of these stories are like kind of old, but they're things that I felt compelled to talk about. So Diane Keaton passed away at 79 years old. Her family has officially released a statement saying that she passed away of pneumonia, which is something that's just, a very common killer in, unfortunately, elderly people. You can literally get it at any time. And a lot of the times with like something like this, like you could be totally fine. It's just like walking pneumonia. You don't even really know you have it. Maybe you just like you've had like a little cough for like a few months or like a couple weeks or something like that. And then out of nowhere, it's just like, boom, like cardiac arrest. Like it happened to my grandfather. That's literally what killed him. So it happened really quick. It was sudden. And, it takes you like, it's very antibiotic resistant, like it's once it gets to a certain point, it's like no point of return. So it's really sad to hear something like that because you don't want it to happen to anybody, let alone, somebody who is, who has contributed so much positively in the world. So I'm going to touch on this article that was initially released from NBC News when Diane Keaton passed away. So her family was initially asking that any donations in her memory would be given to a local food bank or an animal shelter because it would just be a wonderful and much appreciated tribute to her. It's something she would want. The statement that was given to People magazine per Diane Keaton's family says, the Keaton family are very grateful for the extraordinary messages of love and support they have received these past few days on behalf of their beloved Diane, who passed away from pneumonia on October 11th. It continues, she loved her animals, and she was steadfast in her support of the unhoused community. So any donations in her memory to a local food bank or an animal shelter would be wonderful and much appreciated tribute to her. The death of Diane Keaton was confirmed by her family to NBC News a few weeks ago, requesting privacy at this time. Like I said, Diane was 79 years old. She was born in Los Angeles, California. She dropped out of a drama school in California and moved to New York to pursue her acting career, where she then earned her first breakout role on Broadway, starring in Woody Allen's Play It Again, Sam. She'd take her role in the 1968 theatrical production to the big screen just a few years later. Diane played opposite Al Pacino in the 1972 hit The Godfather, playing as we know, Kay Adams. She obviously cemented herself as a rising star from there. Diane won her sole Academy Award, reuniting with Woody Allen to play a love interest for him in the 1977 film Annie Hall. She later earned nominations for other works, including Marvin's Room, which co-starred Meryl Streep and a young Leonardo DiCaprio. While Diane undoubtedly had a prolific career as both an actor and a director, her uniqueness and humble personality are what her loved ones remembered her for after her death. Jane Fonda, who acted alongside Diane in the 2018 movie Book Club, wrote that it was hard to believe her friend had died. She was always a spark of life and light, constantly giggling at her own foibles, being limitlessly creative in her acting, her wardrobe, her books, her friends, her homes, her library, her worldview, Jane Fonda wrote in a post on Instagram. In an appearance over just a couple weekends ago, Reese Witherspoon recalled her first meeting of Diane as a 15-year-old early in her career. Witherspoon had auditioned for a role in the Diane-directed film Wildflower and described Diane as one of her first mentors. Reese was quoted saying, "She's just incredible and indelible and just a truly original person." Diane Keaton was survived by her daughter Dexter and son Duke, whom she adopted when she was in her 50s. So I posted a tribute to Diane Keaton on here on YouTube. So check that out on my Instagram as well as here. But, so fucking sad. It was like one of those things, how like there's that viral trend of like people going up to their parents and saying someone has died that's like would be crazy to them if they died, just as a joke and they didn't actually die or whatever. That's what it felt like when I went to go tell my mom about it, because she's like a huge Diane Keaton fan. And I also like felt sorry for Danny Pellegrino from Everything Iconic podcast, because I know how much Diane Keaton meant to him. I would go so far as to say, like, on average, at least like every episode, if not every other episode, like there's a Diane Keaton reference, like that Danny Pellegrino makes of like one of her roles, one of the movies she was in. Like it was just, obviously Diane Keaton was a huge part of his life. And, also the Family Stone, like that whole plot line of like the gay deaf son and everything like that, just making people feel seen through the art and just being like unapologetically yourself and not giving a damn. I mean, Diane Keaton was with Al Pacino for like 15 years. And like he wouldn't commit to her like fully. Like she was like, okay, like, we've been at this for a long time. Like, are we gonna do the thing? And, he was just basically like, no, and he wasn't like in that place in his life. And so she was like, fine. And then she never, as far as I know, gotten like another serious relationship with someone ever again. In her 50s, she was like, I guess I'll have some kids, probably never planned on having kids. And then in her 50s was like, you know what, and that's something I always said about myself. Like if I never found someone to marry or anything like that, or if I, whatever, I would never have kids on my own in that sense, unless I was like in my 50s or something and I would adopt kids that were already here. But like, obviously if I'm in a relationship or something, I'd want to explore children like with them. But, yeah, she was just living the life. She was like, you know what? I don't need a man to do this. I'm going to do my career. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to adopt my own kids. And yeah, she gave two kids that probably would have, maybe not had the lives that they had without her. I'm sure she gave them such a warm and loving home. And beyond that, just touched their lives in a way that, not everybody gets the opportunity to have, like as an adopted child or, just in general with parents. So props to Diane Keaton for not just her career, but, just being a good human. I read that she left like $5 million to her dog, Reggie. I'm just like, Yeah. Yeah. I think her estate was like 100 million. It was like total or whatever. But so like 5 million is like a small smidgen, but like 5 million is like enough to like make sure that Richie will have the most comfortable life for the rest of his fucking days now. Like anything goes wrong with Richie, he's saved. Diane will pay for it. Anything. He can walk around, on pillows and clouds on his feet if he wants to now. So, but yeah, majority of her estate went to the children and everything like that. And now, it's kind of stupid though, because there's this, I wanted to touch on this too. There's an article from the Hollywood Reporter that talks about, a legacy home that Diane Keaton had sold, back in, let's see, what does it say here in the article? She owned it between 2007 and 2010 in like Beverly Hills. Then she sold it to Ryan Murphy for $10 million. Okay. As far as I know, Ryan Murphy was still the owner up until recently. And then as soon as Diane Keaton died, he listed it. So he's listing it and flipping it for $25 million now. Another reason why I hate this man. I hate this man. I hate this man. I'm not sorry to this man. I hate him. I fucking hate this man. I hate Ryan Murphy so goddamn much. He's a fucking sellout, piece of shit, weirdo. And honestly, like, I've been more reflecting inwardly about like what it really means to say I'm a Satanist and everything like that. And it's like, I don't really think I want to say I'm a Satanist anymore, because it's like living for myself and just like treating people as they treat me and, not being the bigger person and all that. Like, that's not necessarily satanic. That's just having fucking self-respect. And I'm not going to like let somebody convince me it's something else or whatever, because, the more I see these evils in the world, I'm like, maybe there is something to this, like, Satan devil shit. Because somebody was pointing out online the other day, I was talking about Ryan Murphy, because I posted a thread saying that the last time Ryan Murphy put out something good, it was like, Scream Queens or something. And there was somebody that replied and said that, Ryan Murphy is like, I agree, Ryan Murphy is like a totally like satanic, like, person. And, you should, really look into like the deaths surrounding the cast of Glee. And I'm like, you know what? What the hell? You're fucking right. That shit was weird. I'm all about like a rabbit hole. Don't get me wrong. So I'm like, you know what? That shit's fucking sus. What's her Naya Rivera and fucking, isn't that her name? Wasn't that her name? That died from Glee? And Corey Monteith, right? Naya Rivera, isn't that her name? Why do I want to say it's not? No, it is Naya Rivera. I was right. So what the fuck? Like, because that was weird too. And that was just like a freaky thing too. And like, I mean, yeah, weird things happen, suspicious deaths happen, but like, what's going on? I don't know. Something ain't right with Ryan Murphy. Just something ain't right with him. Something ain't been stirring the Kool-Aid with that man for a long time. And now he's like closely tied to like Kim Kardashian. Like, scary. No. Something weird's going on. So I believe in that. And now that he's like selling Diane Keaton's home, wouldn't be surprised if he fucking did some shit like that to her. Pneumonia. Isn't that what fucking Diddy allegedly did Kim Porter off with?
I just got a weird feeling something bad is heading my way. Like when you see an Asian person behind the wheel of a car.
Just saying. I did say allegedly, didn't I? So anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. So if you have $25 million and you want to, buy a home from Ryan Murphy that probably has some kind of like, bundle of hair and sticks or something like, underneath the floorboards of your home, and you're going to just start like hearing people like fucking running through your house at 3:00 in the morning or some fucking weird shit. I mean, go ahead, more power to you. What do I care? Yeah, so that's all that I have to say about that, but rest in peace, Diane Keaton. I hope it wasn't Ryan Murphy, because now I got to add another person to my list. Another person. Okay, next up on the docket, we're going to be talking about this John Mayer's new love connection shit. So this is like a week or so old or whatever now, maybe a little older than a week, but I wanted to talk about this because there's this influencer. I guess she got like popular on TikTok. I came across her on Instagram because I hadn't been on TikTok when I first came across her. And her name is Kat Stickler. She's just, an influencer, whatever. Like, I mean, she's got like charisma, personality. She's not like one of those like bland influencers just trying to like sell you something. Like, she puts out some good like little skits and stuff, and she'll hop on trends and whatnot, like for videos and audio and stuff like that. But like, she does a lot of her own stuff, and I appreciate that. Like, she's really good at like sketch and like improv. So I think she's funny. I think she's awesome. Always liked her. Always has this like positive vibe about her. So nothing but nice things to say if I could talk. But yeah, I just want to touch on this because apparently her and John Mayer are dating.
What? Okay.
Let's go, girls.
God, I hope you heard the bubbling out of the fucking mug because that was good. So, all right, John Mayer, 48 years old, fine. Kat Stickler, 31, also fine. Love those numbers. So I'm going to tell you right now. All right, so apparently they were spotted out in like, I don't know, in New York or something, like on a date. Like, people saw them, took pictures of them. I think when they were outside, I'll put up the pictures. And then saw them like at a booth, like getting, touchy-feely, being cutesy and whatnot. Like, I can relate. So, like, anyway, apparently they've been kind of loosely, casually dating. And John Mayer is the one that was actively pursuing her. So I love that. I fucking love that. So this is what the article says. I think I don't remember. I guess I didn't write down where I pulled it, so sorry. But I'm quoting it directly. So John Mayer has added another notch conquest. What? Has notched a new conquest? You should have fucking written that. Has added another notch on his belt. You should have done like another notch on his bedpost. Somebody should have written that like a Fall Out Boy lyric. Missed opportunity there.
I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a lot in a song.
But it says John Mayer has notched a new conquest. Influencer Kat Stickler, sources say. An insider shares that John, whose famous exes include, I won't even say who they are because I don't want people bringing that up when they talk about me. Don't talk about my exes. I'm ashamed of every last one of them because I was not a version of myself that I am proud of. So I am healed and grown now. Those people don't know me. So anyway, he apparently sought out the digital darling, and their romance is still very new. Like I said, he's 48, she's 31. She has over 10 million followers on TikTok. So, the industry already loves her. So John's, like, okay, cool. During one sighting, an insider says the duo shared a date at a private members-only club where they sat on the same side of the booth. They're side-sitting. Larry David wouldn't like that.
I want to talk to you about something.
Sure.
Somebody told me you were side-sitting Cheryl.
Who told you that?
The mailman. He said he was in a restaurant and saw you side-sitting.
You're making too much about a side sit. I side sit with everybody. I side sit with my doctor. I side sit with my therapist.
I've never seen you side-sit anybody.
If you ever see me sitting, you'll see me side sit.
I'd like a side sit. Like if we're at like a little intimate booth and like, it's dimly lit and whatnot. Like if we're at like a dinner and stuff like that and we're like having a dinner and it's not casual. It's more like, oh, we're having some drinks. We're just focused on each other, like whatever. Like that's fine for a side sit. I think it's situational. But if you're like having a dinner, there's a meal, they're bringing out a bread basket and some butter and like, you got a cloth napkin on your lap. I don't think you should be side sitting. I think that's like a, here, like a 90-degree situation. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, or across. We can do a 180. That would be it, right? Yeah, 180. So, right. One end of, yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. So, whatever. Anyway, they're getting very touchy in the booth. An insider says Kat recently ended a short-lived relationship with a beau whose identity she kept under wraps and responded to John's overtures. all right with this writer. He has been actively pursuing her, inviting her places, and texting her often. Ooh, we love a pursuant king. However, the insider adds that level-headed Kat, okay, doesn't think this will be a serious relationship, but she's currently having fun. And despite the outings with John, she confirmed on TikTok she is single. Girl, you've got a kid. I don't think beggars should be choosers at this point in your life, right? I mean, you want some help. You want to maybe have another baby, kind of close to your kid's age. I mean, that's what she gives. She's like Christian and like, had the kid like young and, not, I mean, she's 31. So, I mean, like, how old is the kid? Like, I mean, maybe 5 or 6. So, I mean, like, probably before her frontal lobe was formed, she was having a kid. That's pretty young to me, I think. I think the lobe should be formed, at least. So, and she was married or something to the baby daddy, and then they got a divorce, so they split up, whatever. And now he's with somebody. I think he has a new kid or something, or married again or something. So this is what they do, these people. They settle down, they find someone, they settle down. So, like, I'm confused. Why she's like kind of like, is she publicly just trying to play the cool girl? Like, she's like, yeah, I'm just going to make John Mayer think like I could care less about where this goes. But like, she's secretly like behind the scenes of her content, like weeping, like, please text me back. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll never know. We can always theorize though. So anyway, before her mystery man fling flamed out, Jesus, say that 5 times fast, Kat was linked to Bachelor Nation's Jason Tartick, whoever, for nearly a year before their October 24 bust up.
What the hell?
Bust up?
What the hell? What the hell?
Why would you say bust up? Who wrote this? I'm gonna have to go back and look at who wrote this fucking article, because what the hell?
What the hell?
The hitmaker has never been engaged, but recently said on Comfort Food with Kelly Rizzo podcast, I absolutely want to be married. This is John Mayer talking to this woman, Kelly Rizzo. Who the fuck is Kelly Rizzo? I know a Kelly Ripa. I know a Rizzo from Greece. Who the fuck is Kelly Rizzo, though?
I could stay home every night.
Whatever. I absolutely want to be married. I so badly want to get married, if only for my wife to just know in her heart, like, John will know what to do. That's sweet. I mean, that's sweet. But, like, also, that's why you want to get married? So, like, a woman can, like, be unsure of what to do without you? I think you should want a woman that is absolutely sure of what the fuck is going on and what she wants. I think you should want a woman that, like, can help lead you, John Mayer. Just saying. Because, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't take direction from John Mayer. And like, what I mean by that is, like, I'm not going to take relationship advice from John Mayer. Like, if John Mayer wants to teach me how to play, like, guitar or, like, sing soft rock or something like that, like, yeah, I'll listen to him, obviously. But I'm not going to listen to him about relationship advice. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I didn't want to have to bring up the exes. But, Taylor Swift is on your list of exes, John Mayer. That's frightening. I have a meth head stalker, alcoholic ex on my list of, whatever, but, like, I wasn't a healed person. I mean, I think at these points in your life, like, you were pretty much an adult, I hold men more accountable for these things because, whatever, just in general. But, that's neither here nor there. But, I guess that's all there is to say about that. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, I don't know. I just, like, what's the point in even, like, dating if you're not, like into the person, like, in a serious way? Like, I don't understand that. Like, oh, we're just, like, casually. What is casual about spending your time with someone? Time is the most valuable thing we have in life. There's nothing casual about hanging out. Sorry, there's not. It's not. Let's normalize the fact that hanging out and spending time means something again. Let's do that. Because I don't know where we got lost in the shuffle of like dating apps and bullshit and whatever else. But like, guess what? Hanging out and spending time together means something. Means you're like, connecting on a deep fucking interpersonal level. If you're choosing to spend any free time with someone or using any of your free time to text someone, call someone, plan things with them, that's meaningful. And that's that on that. So, date intentionally. What the fuck? Enough with this casual shit. Look at what casual got us. Fucking Donald Trump as president.
Cute, big mouth.
Sir?
As soon as that moron goes back to Cowboy Falls, you are out of here on your fat Puerto Rican ass.
I hail from Spain, sir. Ole.
I'm starting to look like Elvis here. I can't even deal. But anyway, so yeah, I'm all sugar. Okay, anyway, so next up on the docket, we're gonna be talking about Alec Baldwin. He crashed Hilaria, his wife's white Range Rover, into a tree in East Hampton. So let's talk about it. So this article from ABC News wants to reiterate that Alec and Stephen Baldwin are okay after Alec crashed into a tree a week or so ago. So this was like during, I guess, some severe weather. There was like wet water on the road. I mean, it had been raining. I guess that's severe weather, whatever. He crashed the car into a tree, per this article, while driving in East Hampton, according to authorities. And the front of his SUV was dented, but obviously Baldwin and Stephen Baldwin, both Baldwins, Baldwin squared, were both unhurt, per authorities. And also his brother, fellow actor Stephen Baldwin, like I said, also in the car and injured at the time. So Alec then went on Instagram to kind of, tell people what kind of happened or whatever. And he said, I just want to post a quick message. I got all these inquiries about my car thing this morning. I was in a car accident this morning. I'm fine. My brother Stephen was out visiting me. He also added that they spent the weekend at the Hamptons International Film Festival. He said a garbage truck the size of a whale cut him off on the road. And there's a video of it, and it didn't. He was following way too close behind this fucking, garbage truck, and he thought he could, go around it or stop or whatever, and he couldn't because the garbage truck was, stopping frequently or whatever. Garbage trucks don't play. They got shit to pick up and drop off. So if you're riding their ass, they're not going to be cautious about what you're doing behind them. You're at fault if you hit them. So period. Too low. So Alec continues to avoid hitting him. I hit a tree. I hit a big fat tree and crushed my car, my wife's car. I crashed my wife's car. I feel bad about that, but it's all fine, and I'm fine, and my brother's fine. Why does he sound like he's does he have a brain injury? Because this reads like someone wrote it for him to read Trump on SNL for a cold open or something. Let's reread this as Trump, as Baldwin doing Trump. Let's do it. To avoid hitting a tree, I hit a tree. I hit a big fat tree and crushed my car, my wife's car. I crashed my wife's car. I feel bad about that, but it's all fine, and I'm fine, and my brother's fine. Tell me that he's not doing Trump. Tell me he's not. He continues, my wife's tree is pretty smashed up. Pretty big tree. Big fat tree. Literal direct quote. I'm not even I don't have to fucking emphasize. I don't have to dramatize this. This is real. My wife's car is pretty mashed up. Pretty big tree. Big fat tree. Cue the music. Okay, he added he would be going to LA to see his family and can't wait. He also mentioned how he's still so proud of his wife, Hilaria Baldwin. Hilaria, I love you more than anything. I'm very proud of you. The East Hampton Town Police Department said in a statement Tuesday that it responded to the accident just after noon on the Monday that it occurred. A white 2023 Range Rover operated by ALEC Baldwin with passenger Stephen Baldwin was found to have struck a tree on the eastbound shoulder of the roadway while avoiding the turning action of a 2020 Mack commercial truck registered to National Waste Services out of Bay Shore, New York, read the statement. The police statement noted that there were no injuries or summons issued related to the accident, and the contributing factors to the accident were found to be a reaction to an uninvolved vehicle and the slippery and wet roadway conditions. Didn't Bon Jovi teach you people to chill out, slippery when wet? Why are you following so close? Okay. Really, Alec Baldwin, you need to fucking believe in slippery and wet. Funny because I just think about him giving the shout out to Hilaria at the end of the Instagram post or whatever he made about it. I just want to, love you, Hilaria. Love you. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you out in LA. Because she's been on Dancing with the Stars. Is she still on there? I'm going to have to look because I could have sworn I heard she's not on it. She got voted off or something like that. But I've been hearing she's got a bad attitude. She's not getting along with her trainer. She's not getting along with the people on the set. Just Hilaria Baldwin antics, I guess, or whatever. So, but I think it's funny. What if Hilaria was Hilaria fucking made him. She's you in her fake Spanish accent. You better crash the car so that people will vote for me out of sympathy on Dancing with the Stars. I could see it. Allegedly. I could see it totally happening. And, I don't know. Alec Baldwin, yeah, maybe he loves her. Maybe he, truly found somebody he's, head over heels in love with. But, Hilaria runs that fucking show. I don't know if you guys have watched the, series on HBO or whatever it's on. The Baldwin show, Hilaria and Alec and them. But Hilaria runs that fucking show. Alec is just this little, whatever now. She runs that shit. She's kind of scary. Not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking right now because it'll get me fucked over. But yeah, but that's all I gotta say about that. Alec and Steven are okay. But a garbage truck as big as a whale almost killed them. And respect. All right, next up on the docket, we're going to be talking about Mitt Romney's sister-in-law. Have you heard about this one? So Mitt Romney's sister-in-law was found dead at a Southern California parking lot.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
What? This article from NBC News goes on to talk about sister-in-law of 2012 Republican presidential nominee and former U.S. Senator Mitt Romney was found dead following a 5-story fall at a Southern California parking garage, authorities said. Sheriff's deputies were called at about 8:30 p.m. Pacific time on Friday and were told about a death in the northern Los Angeles County suburb of Santa Clarita. Watch out, Danny and Nia. Oh my God. This is just what Nia needs to see so that she fucking convinces Danny to move back out of Santa Clarita. Oh my God, no. Bravo, the Valley. Look into it. Responding deputies found the body of 64-year-old Valencia resident Carrie Elizabeth Romney, who jumped or fell from a 5-story parking structure, officials said. The parking garage in the 24500 block of Town Center Drive by a Hyatt Regency Hotel is about 3 miles east of Six Flags Magic Mountain theme park and 35 miles north of downtown L.A. No cause of death was listed as of that Monday afternoon, the sheriff said, and said the death did not appear to involve foul play. I don't know. This is giving some Breaking Bad shit, Walt in the fucking parking garage trying to bomb it with fucking Gus inside or some shit. It's fucking weird. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Our family is heartbroken by the loss of Carrie, who brought warmth and love to all our lives, Mitt said in a statement to NBC News. We ask for privacy during this difficult time. Carrie Romney and George Scott Romney, Mitt Romney's brother, were married in November of 2016. The couple had been separated since May of 2025 of this year. And according to an LA County divorce petition filed by George Scott Romney on June 10th, their attorneys have both declined comment as of Tuesday.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't like
I've
that.
come to talk with
I don't like that.
you again.
So she was in the middle of like a divorce battle with like a fucking former senator's brother. And she fell 5 stories from a parking garage and is dead.
Cause a vision softly creeping.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I just don't fucking like that. I'm not even going to speculate. I don't like that. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because even if there was no foul play, you know, what kind of mental state was she in? That, oh God, that's just like sad. That's really fucking sad. So thoughts and you know, like my thoughts are out to her family and condolences to her family as well. And if something fucking weird happened, burn to whoever did that, for real. Like what? I don't know. Let's go on. Next up on the docket, we're going to be talking about the biggest piece of shit in the world right now, Kevin Federline, okay? This asshole, scumbag, fucking walking, mental, decrepit, fucking creature of the night, troll under the bridge, fucking grifter, fucking succubus, leech, fucking, you know, putrid fucking harpy motherfucker, son of a bitch. I could go on all day, okay? He put out this fucking Britney Spears memoir as if that's not bad enough. Like, I mean, you know, you had how fucking long to write a memoir about what you say happened in your marriage to her? What you say happened?
You. I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Where are the photos? Where's the videos? I need to see. We're in the age of, like, digital media now, K-Fed. You can't just be saying shit and, like, fucking, you know, the National Enquirer and Us Weekly are gonna run with this and just, like, spew bullshit and tear her down anymore. No, like, fucking people will literally come after the media now. The media knows you can't be fucking talking like that anymore, all right? They know. Except for, like, Fox News and shit, but that's neither here nor there. So, whatever. Okay? So, Kevin Federline has all these fucking years to write a tell-all memoir, to say these things, to sell his stories, all right? And he probably fucking did years ago, all blocked out. I'm not even fucking getting into that shit. Whatever, okay? Probably single-handedly has a fucking role to play in her conservatorship and making sure that all this shit happened to her so that he could get a piece of her pie for at least 18 years because he has full custody of the kids. Well, guess what? The boys are fucking 18 now. They're over 18 now. He's not getting any more fucking money. And it's like, he didn't even try to make it seem like that's not what was going on. Like, he knew. He's like, okay, this is the end date for the fucking child support payments. This is when the memoir needs to come out. Like, you're so broke. Like, she gave you so much money for these boys over 18 years, okay? And then you moved to Hawaii, became like a DJ, married a teacher, probably still live off of that woman's money now and Britney's money, have more kids with this new woman in Hawaii or whatever the fuck, and you're so broke that you still had to do a memoir when the child support payment stopped. That's how fucking broke you are. Right now. Weak ass piece of shit, okay? And I want to read this article from E! News because E! News fucking put this in print, first of all. And it's so fucking disgusting. It's so fucking gross. Because there's a time where Kevin Federline, K-Fed, is referring to a time when he says Britney Spears was hovering over their son's beds with a knife or knives. And the article title is like misleading. It must be like one of those things where like they use the same article title and they give you some other totally different content and then it leads you to the other article that refers to what they're actually talking about. So I'm not even going to fucking like give it life with this shit. Like, oh, I saw her hovering over their bed with knives. Was this in the fucking like child custody hearing? Why are you saying this now? This is so fucking weird, okay? I don't believe a goddamn thing out of this man's mouth. I really fucking don't. I don't, okay? So apparently he's alleging in his forthcoming memoir that he used to watch, that Britney Spears used to watch her son sleep while holding a knife in her hand. And that's where it ends. And then it goes on to say that he did briefly meet Britney back when he was a backup dancer for her tour opener, LFO. Kevin said he didn't really get to know the singer until they ran into each other at Joseph's, a Hollywood nightclub during a night out with mutual friends in April of 2004. We talked for a little while and then hit the dance floor, Kevin recalled. Nothing too wild, just a little playful back and forth. Honestly, at the time in my 25-year-old mind, I was just thinking about smashing that.
I'm frightened.
This man still talks like this.
Move on, Missy.
The two then took the party to the Beverly Hills Hotel where Kevin said he and Britney hung out by the hot tub at her private bungalow as their friends swam in the pool. Then while everyone was still swimming, Britney got out of the hot tub, grabbed my arm, and led me into the bungalow, Kevin wrote. As soon as we got into the bungalow, Britney turned around, slipped off her underwear, and started kissing me, tearing at my clothes with both hands. We stumbled toward the bed while I struggled to kick my pants off my ankles. He added, what happened between us that night was purely physical. It felt like we were feeding off each other's energy, caught in this whirlwind of chemistry and connection. Very passionate, very intense. Yeah, what ghostwriter wrote that for you? Because I know that wasn't coming out of your fucking dumbass white trash fucking hole in the face. Okay? Shut your ass and give your mouth a rest. Why don't you?
Fuck you, Paltrow. I said fuck you and your eyebrows. Wipe down this.
I'm so heated over this. You have no idea. Can Britney just fucking like breathe with her lithium fried brain? Can she just like fucking be? Like, I love you, Britney, but you fucked up and you know you fucked up. I mean, you know, I don't think there's anything more going on other than like trauma and severe mental deprecation because of what they did to her under the conservatorship. Like, they were putting her in the hospital illegally and like probably giving her like fucking like, you know, electroshock therapy, like putting shit in her fucking mouth and probably having the things on her temples and fuck, like that's probably what was fucking going on in there. And we'll never know. And she might not even remember all of it. And it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up and dark. It's like they did that to Britney Spears. You think they wouldn't do that to anybody else in this fucking industry? Of course. And then people want to fucking go around and demonize Ye. Why? Because he's a black man?
Gotcha.
Why? Because he's going after Kim Kardashian? Who gives a fuck? Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. All day. All fucking day. Fuck her and her diarrhea-ridden asshole. Straight up. I'll throw up the fucking screenshot in a second. Anyway. In response to Kevin's book, Britney publicly addressed the memoir as extremely hurtful and exhausting. Her rep previously told E! News that all Britney cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and their well-being during this sensationalism. No kidding. He's literally like sitting down with reporters like, all I want her to do is just get help. I just want her to get better. I just want her to see something's wrong and get better.
Go to sleep!
Do you heal?
You're crazy! Go to sleep!
What the fuck has happened to her? This isn't like go to rehab and you'll be Britney again. This isn't like what are you even talking about, man? What are you even talking about? She went through like the utmost betrayal. Every single person in her life, her mother, her father, her sister, her management, her relationships, her sons, every single person that should have had her back utterly failed her and ruined her life and damaged her brain beyond all fucking recognition. And as a fan, if I could have helped do something, I would have. So it's unfathomable to me that people that were in her circle or knew what was going on or like could have done something didn't for selfishly motivated reasons. Like, oh, you're too scared of what's going to happen to you. This woman is slowly being killed, and you're just like, guess she'll just end up in a bathtub like Whitney Houston or Aaron Carter someday.
I grieve different.
And then we'll just say it's an overdose or a suicide when we know that's not really what happened, allegedly. So, whatever, man. Leave Britney the fuck alone, K-Fed. It's on sight when I see your ass. It is on sight. Don't fucking come back over here. Stay on that little island over there. I mean that shit. With my whole chest. I mean it.
You don't disappear from my family's life. I'm gonna rip your balls off and shove them so far up your ass they'll come out your fucking mouth. You got that, my friend?
Okay, next up on the docket, right before I'm about to start winding down on the rev up there, the end of the Britney story, I'm about to wind the fuck back up. Wind it up!
Back with the girl and go to lay your low.
You guys didn't think that I wouldn't talk about the Skims bush thong, did you? Because we're going to fucking talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Any opportunity I have to run this bitch through the fucking mud, ooh, child, I'm gonna fucking take the opportunity. All right, so Kim Kardashian.
Now who the fuck did that?
So the Skims bush thong. I don't know what to say. There's an article from USA Today. Let's start there. And then let's see if I have something to say. This article from USA Today. Headline: Kim Kardashian's Skims just dropped thongs with fake pubic hair. Yes, really. Literally the headline. Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand, known for nipple bras, which I don't support unless you're like a woman that has went through, breast cancer and, you don't have nipples anymore or whatever, and you want to have the illusion that you have like, hard nipples in your shirt or whatever. You want to feel like you have nipples again, get the tattoos of the nipples. I wholeheartedly support that. I like that. But I'll tell you right now, that wasn't Kim Kardashian's idea with that. She wasn't thinking about the breast cancer survivors. She wasn't thinking about the breast cancer victims. That's not what she was thinking about. She was thinking about like, oh, this is like a way to have perfect, perky nipples that everyone can buy, and now you don't have to like worry about taping them a certain way or whatever the fuck. Like, that's what she was thinking about.
Voldemort, Voldemort, ooh, Voldemort.
She wasn't thinking about anybody else but herself and how can I monetize hard nipples. That's all she was thinking about. So, moving on. Sculpting face wraps, which don't work, per dermatologists and estheticians and plastic surgeons, they've all said astoundingly across the board, these things do not work. Not gonna work. This is fake. This is just like, an aesthetic, like, if you want to walk around looking like you just had plastic surgery, or maybe you just had a facelift. Yeah. Maybe for that purpose you could wear it, but even so, you're really going to put a Skims sculpting face wrap on your face instead of like some kind of like plastic surgeon recommended thing? I don't think so. I think if you have the money to spend on a facelift to begin with, or get those procedures to begin with, you're not going to go buy a fucking $45 or $50 fucking like Skims face wrap lifter. You're going to buy something from the plastic surgeon that's like $250 that he fucking designed himself with like physicists and chemists and shit. Anyway, so whatever. She also put out hip-enhancing padded shorts. She's back with a faux hair micro-string thong. The company dropped the daring, their quote, not mine, the daring new panties in a 1970s inspired campaign.
I want to light my house on fire right now. Burn it down.
In a mock dating show dubbed Does the Carpet Match the Drapes? Referencing the pubic hair like appearance of the thongs.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Sorry.
Cause a vision softly creep.
I wasn't here. I think I died. I think I just died. I think I quite literally just had a stroke. Is that what it feels like? Because my mind is always racing with my ADHD. So, like, does your mind completely go blank and you don't know where the hell you are when you have a stroke? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Anyway, so the next part of the article says available. Oh no, never mind. Sorry, there's a press release statement. We got to read that. Skims wrote in a press statement, "With this iconic new panty, your carpet can be whatever color you want it to be."
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is.
So what happens when you wear these panties and someone sees you in them? Because it'll happen. It'll happen. You're not wearing these just for yourself.
There's people that are dying.
Unless you're like fucking psychotic, which you might be, because these things are sold out. So whoever bought them, like I said on Threads, whoever bought these things, save your money and put that toward pills and electroshock therapy, because you're gonna fucking need it. You're gonna fucking need it, okay? Something ain't right, okay?
Please die.
Available in 12 faux hair and thong color variations with straight and curly textures, the thongs are currently sold out on the Skims website. And while it's unclear how many were stocked, the concept has sparked plenty of buzz. So she could have put like 10 on the website and it looks sold out. No, she got 12 variations, so she put one of each and they all sold out. You know what? Now I'm like thinking, if we don't know like her true inventory count on these faux, like these bush thongs, how do we really know her true inventory count on anything? How do we know she's really selling as much Skims as she is? It just looks like she is. She could be buying her own shit for all we know. I wouldn't put it past her. So anyway, moving on. Online reactions to the drop showed people befuddled, with one ex-user writing, "Who is out here spending $32 on fake pubic hair thongs? Just grow your hair out. The people down at Skims must be running out of ideas because this is a no ma'am." I saw it multiple times. People just kept reposting the joke or whatever. It said, "Rip Ed Gein. You would have loved the Skims bush thong." I thought that was funny. Perfect moment for pop culture at this time as well. Kim Kardashian is selling thongs with a bush. So I opened Skims to be like, this is a joke, right? Right? And they're sold out. Another person wrote, "Who is buying this? The mentally unstable, the unwell. The people buying Taylor Swift albums are also buying Skims bush thongs. I stand by that." The faux hair thong follows the release of a controversial line of face wraps. The wraps featuring collagen yarns. What is a fucking collagen yarn? I worked in aesthetics. I've never heard of collagen yarn. Somebody, dermatologist, sound off in the comments, because what the fuck is that? Collagen yarns for ultra soft support. That just sounds fake. Targets those who have an elaborate morning shed routine.
Jesse!
Yeah, sounds like something a fucking lizard reptilian overlord would be selling her little baby lizards. Like,
you smell like a baby prostitute.
What? What do you mean your morning shed routine? You know what my morning shed routine is? I take off my pajamas. I put a fresh pair of underwear on. I put my pajamas back on. I maybe wash my face and then do my skincare. And then I make my coffee. Snoop is in there doing shit for him, throughout or whatever, of course. But that's my morning shed routine. What, you got me fucked up. This sounds like some rich privilege shit. Like, who's got enough time to be like shedding? It's like those, like there's that viral dermatologist or whatever, and he does like voiceovers for people's like skincare routines or like things that they're doing or whatever. And he'll like voice over like what some people are doing, and he'll be like, you know, oh, this is unnecessary. Why are you doing that? Why are you adding all this? Why are we cleansing 4 times with 4 different cleansers in the morning? It's like giving one of those. Like, it's just unnecessary. And guess what, babe? It's not going to help your skin. It's not going to help your skin. It's like those little girls that like in these, like, you know, Sephora has been targeting them for like retinol. You don't need retinol at fucking 17 years old. You don't. I'm not even to a point yet where I need retinol. I'm 32. You wait until your skin needs it, okay? It's one of those things like, yes, you do the anti-aging and all that stuff early. You don't walk into Sephora or Ulta or, you know, a skincare company store or a website or whatever you buy from, and you're 55 years old and you're like, oh, what can I do about these sunspots? Ma'am, you should have been taking care of that shit for the past 30 years. But damage is done now. Now you're going to need laser. Now you're going to need chemical peels. Now you need a facelift. So, I mean, you know, you got to take care of your skin. All right? It has nothing to do with you putting on Skims head wraps, the collagen fucking yarn strings, fucking weird. It has nothing to do with that shit. Nothing to do with it. You take care of the skin now. You do the anti-aging shit now. You wait until your skin needs the retinol. You use your SPF every day, even in the winter, even in the overcast, no matter what. Even if you don't put it anywhere else on your body, put it on your face. Do yourself a favor. Take care of yourself out there, all right? And don't buy the fucking Skims bush thong. Don't fucking give these people more money. These people are so out of touch. I mean, you have Taylor Swift and fucking Kim Kardashian here just fucking selling all this unnecessary shit. Taylor Swift... God, I'm going to puke. Friggin' Taylor Swift is like just putting out like 50 different versions of one album, being like, oh yeah, I made like millions. Yeah, bitch, because you sold like 50 versions of one fucking record, and all your little weird mentally unstable cronies that have the weirdest parasocial relationship I've ever seen of someone who has nothing to do with the entertainment industry are all going to buy every single copy because they need to feel something in their lives because they're so miserable in who they are inside. Game over. Okay? And it's the same thing for Kim Kardashian. Bitch, read the room. Gaza is starving. You know, Israel is blasting sewage on the fucking rubble homes and the homes that survived that the Palestinians returned home to in fucking Gaza that are like destroyed or have their clothes destroyed or their cabinets or whatever the hell else in their homes, okay? Read the room. People are fucking dying, bitch. We got to say this again? You know, Kourtney Kardashian, where the fuck are you at? You know, she used to be like the kind of voice of reason toward Kim. I mean, maybe she still pretends to be on the show, but I'm not watching that. That should be a public thing. I want to fucking see in articles that Kourtney Kardashian is trashing Kim, saying she's out of touch. She fucking pushed this agenda of the Armenian genocide for fucking years, wanting everyone to care about that shit, and yet is the most silent out of all these fucking rich and famous people, including Taylor Swift, to support Palestinians in Gaza. So fuck you, Kim Kardashian. Fuck you, Taylor Swift. And yay forever, okay? Yay's not crazy. You bitches are, okay? I said what I said. Go ahead and fucking listen again and make it worse, because I can. No one man should have all that power. All right. Next up on the docket, I'm going to be talking about Gwyneth Paltrow because... You know, who's more out of touch than Gwyneth Paltrow? I mean, you know, Gwyneth Paltrow at least knows she's fucking extremely out of touch. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so per this article from E! News, Gwyneth Paltrow, who did not previously know prior to working with Timothée Chalamet in the upcoming movie Marty Supreme that he was dating Kylie Jenner. She had no fucking idea, okay? So this is what the article says. 'Cause I don't want to get into it before I get into it, okay? Gwyneth Paltrow shared her initial thoughts on Marty Supreme co-star Timothée Chalamet's relationship with Kylie Jenner and what her inner circle thought about her NSFW scenes, okay? She says she's so impressed by Timothée Chalamet's approach to his relationship with Kylie Jenner, who shares kids Stormy, 7, and Air with Travis Scott, 3, upon their first meeting. So she sat down with British Vogue on October 15th and said, everyone makes fun of me because I don't know anything. I was like, do you have a girlfriend? And he was like, I do. He mentioned that she had kids. And I was like, that's so cool. I really love to hear that from a young man like you. I understand a 45-year-old who has his own kids going out with a woman who has kids, but it's a cool choice to go out with a young woman who has 2 kids. Gwyneth, who co-stars with Timothy and Marty Supreme, then added, I respect it. It's kind of punk rock.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision soft.
I just want you to take a moment of silence and understand what I just said. Gwyneth Paltrow just said that Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet's relationship is punk rock because Timothy Chalamet is dating a 20-something-year-old billionaire with 2 children.
A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops with gentle hands.
No. What would be punk rock would be if Timothy Chalamet was dating a single mom with 2 kids in Queens that works 3 jobs to bust her ass for her kids and still needs the help of her neighborhood and her family to be a part of the village to help raise them.
In the heart of a fire.
A woman who can't even afford daycare. That would be punk rock.
I'm a survivor.
Kylie Jenner probably has like fucking multiple nannies and people that are with these kids all the time. I just don't think anything about that is punk rock, and I think that's quite frankly a fucking insult to punk rock. I'm not even like a punk rock person, you know? I like punk rock and stuff like that, but like don't get me wrong, I'm not punk. I'm a little emo scene kid, okay? You know, I like my little techno screamy, like not really screamy, but like my little techno synth pop, like, you know, alternative like emo rock, like, you know, I'm not punk rock. But I know that ain't punk rock. I don't have to be punk rock to know. So thank you for being self-aware, Gwyneth Paltrow, because yes, you are extremely out of fucking touch and you don't know anything. Kylie Jenner is not punk rock and Timothy Chalamet is not punk rock for dating her. It is all transactional. It is all transactional. These fucking these Kardashians are trying to infiltrate the film industry and it's all transactional. I would not be surprised if Chalamet is gay, allegedly. Okay, last up on the docket, you guys. This is topic, well, actually, no, there's 2 more stories. Sorry, lied. We got 2 more stories here. So next up on the docket, we're going to be talking about Zach Bagels from Ghost Adventures, okay? So I haven't really been wanting to talk about, like, Aaron Goodwin from Ghost Adventures a lot because, you know, I remember I talked about him earlier this year because his wife was sentenced for a murder for hire plot with, like, some inmate at a Florida prison that she was like, you know, corresponding with, like they were gonna kill Aaron at a fucking Ghost Adventures location. Like,
this is serious.
Crazy.
What?
He's been going through it. I feel really bad for him. Like, it's like every time I see him post on Instagram, he's just like, it's like his personal diary, and I'm like, somebody needs to help this man. Like, Zach Bagans is a piece of shit. Like, you need to help your friend. Like, help your friend, sir. But anyway, so I want to talk about this briefly because when I was in Vegas last weekend, Aunt and I were driving around and he was like, oh, you want to go past Zach Bagans' house? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, because I had totally forgotten about it. And like, we didn't go in the museum or anything because we both agreed that we would want to spend like a lot of time in there. So since I didn't have much time before like my flight was supposed to be on Sunday night, we just decided to drive past and like, so I got to see Zach's like house. It's all black and like he's got like gargoyles up on like the corner post of the house and it's like right next to the museum and everything. And we were driving by and there were like all these cop cars with their lights on and everything, and they were parked like on the grounds of the house, like near the house, like on the road, and we were like, what is going on? So I made a mental note and then put it in my notes for my pop culture news to talk to you guys about because I was like, I'll look this up, and hopefully there'll be like some kind of like, you know, Las Vegas like local news report or something if something happened. So I went to look for it. I couldn't find anything. Most of the articles, when you like look up Zach Bagans Museum or whatever, they're pretty old. But there was one that popped up from just a few weeks ago. And I wouldn't be surprised if this had something to do with it. So, okay. In the midst of me trying to look into what the hell those cop cars were there for, and like the people that were, there was a line of people getting questioned. I found this article TMZ was reporting on. So I hate TMZ, but thanks TMZ, because sometimes you're the only one saying shit sometimes with like a big media following. Anyway, so Zach Bagans has removed the protective glass case on Ed Gein's cauldron at the museum.
I didn't understand a one word you said.
Ron, are you okay? Ron.
Ron, where are you?
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Okay. So, apparently he unveiled the cauldron that once held human blood and entrails in Gein's barn, and for October only, fans can eyeball it without glass case covering. But apparently there's a hell of a catch, it says here. Zach makes it crystal clear that the cauldron is cursed as fuck, and that's why he's kept it locked behind a glass case for 8 years. That's fucking weird. That makes me sick. Because it's been 8 years since I saw Brendan, and like then I was in Vegas. Like, oh my God, it's a good thing I didn't go in there. Like, oh my God, I would have been cursed. I'd have been cursed. So anyway, that's why it's been behind locked behind a glass case for 8 years. And now that it's out, touch it at your own risk. His crew is even on standby to clock any freaky paranormal activity. He says he's not removing the glass to put people in danger, but as a way to let guests get a closer look at it. I will never understand like people that get so into like the serial killer thing. I like, you know, a cursed object or like, you know, a paranormal thing or whatever, like, you know, a Robert the Doll or like an Annabelle situation, you know, the little, you know, the man, what was it? Like the crooked man or whatever his name is from The Conjuring, that little like carousel type toy or whatever. Like those are cool. Like if a spirit's attached to something like that, like, you know, that'd be fun to see, respect, and be like, okay, I rebuke that in the name of God, whatever the hell you want to say. But when we start bringing like serial killer like artifacts and stuff like that into like museums of this paranormal shit, like,
You better wake up, you nasty!
Like me personally, if I was cursing an object and I was, you know, sat in a museum somewhere on display, and you brought like a fucking thing belonging to a serial killer in there, like, I don't want to fucking hang out with the serial killer spirit. Like, I'm going to be wanting to duke it out. So I wouldn't be surprised if his objects in there are fucking revolting. They're like, we don't want this in here. Like, we already got Robert the Doll. We don't need this guy. I don't know. I don't like that. So whatever. Definitely one for the brave or the reckless. Locals swear anyone who touched the cauldron met a grim fate. And a psychic once claimed Gein's spirit is still glued to it. Not exactly comforting, considering he's the real-life ghoul who inspired Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Zach dropped apparently only $2,800 at an auction back in 2015 for the cauldron that's 25 gallons, and did a film with Zionist piece of shit Eli Roth called The Devil's Cauldron about it for his Haunted Museum series on HBO Max. Yeah. So if you want to be cursed forever until the end of time, go to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada, and until the end of October, and you can get a firsthand look at some of the most macabre shit you can witness in real life. Okay, so happy Halloween! All right, my little Bumbabees, last up on the docket here. Topic number 10. We're going to be talking about these very weird, creepy, unexplainable deaths that have been occurring at Disney World. So, Disney World in Orlando. Not like Disneyland in California. Disney World in Orlando. So, per this article from TMZ, because a lot of people aren't really talking about this. I've kind of just like loosely been seeing it on TMZ. Probably Disney's trying to hide it down. So, the last 10 days, as of this article that came out today, like first thing in the morning, October 27th, the third death on Walt Disneyland property has been ruled a suicide. 2 of the people took their lives at Disney's most prominent hotel. A rep for the medical examiner's office tells TMZ the third person was identified as 28-year-old Matthew Cohn, who died from multiple traumatic injuries after he jumped to his death from a height at Disney's Contemporary Resort in Florida. This is the third death at Walt Disney World in just over a week. But get this, not just 3. On October 14th, a 31-year-old woman died by suicide, also at the Contemporary. So that's 4 suicides at the Contemporary at at Walt Disney World. This is a Disney resort. This isn't like, oh, we stay there and go to this is a Disney World resort. 4 suicides in 2 weeks. Okay? Stay with me here. Then on October 21st, a man in his 60s died after suffering a medical episode at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. This follows reports of a guest at Disneyland in California who was found unresponsive on the Haunted Mansion ride on October 8th. Paramedics responded, and the woman in her 60s was pronounced dead at the hospital. We've reached out to Disney. So far, no word back. That is 5 deaths, right? Yeah, 5 deaths tied to Disney in the last month. All suicides. Except for like the cardiac arrest or whatever they're saying at Disneyland on the Haunted Mansion ride. What's going on? What's going on? No, really. What the fuck is that? There's a lot of weird, freaky shit going on. A lot of like suicides happening. A lot of people falling or jumping to their deaths. Is this the new thing? Is the happening? And we're just like, we don't know yet. Like it hasn't gone like, big enough yet. Like there are like small parts of the like country or whatever that are like the plants are starting to revolt.
I hear you whispering. Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Everybody better go outside and hold their breath when you fucking feel the breeze coming. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make about any of these topics. The world's getting dark out there. It's getting scary. What's going on? For real. All jokes aside, I mean, that's pretty scary. 5 deaths at Disney? And Disney's not even talking about this. They're just like, it's not happening. It's not happening. It'll go away. No, it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. So I'll let you guys know if I hear anything more about this shit or anything else. I do kind of want to look into the divorce proceedings of Carrie Romney and her alleged soon-to-be ex-husband or whatever, because that whole thing is freaky in and of itself, too. So I don't fucking know, man. Like, happy Halloween. Yeah. I think this was a pretty spooky one, don't you? that's a wrap on this episode of the 46th Pop Cultured News. I hope you had as much fun as I did keeping you as updated and as pop cultured as I physically can. You know I do it all for you and the love and support you keep on giving me. I'm so loved. You really love me.
You love me. You really love me.
I'm so grateful. Keep on spreading the good word and don't forget to turn on those automatic downloads wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're not following me on social media, what's your damage? That's at Bumba.cast for Instagram, Threads, and TikTok again, as well as YouTube at the Bumba.cast pod and Patreon for all my Hollywood true crimes episodes. So, until next time, I'll see you soon, my little Bumbabees.